I'm nobody's friend, really. Seriously, I'm not, you know. Thanks for the warm welcome. I'm not a public speaker, I don't know that or not. This is actually my first time in my life being on stage of more than how I do stuff, folks, how I do stuff is I'm just like, I never ever script my stuff. I have no idea what I'm going to say next. You know what I'm talking about? I'll just talk to you guys from my heart. I mean, Dave Wood told me, you know, he's like, Dave, you know, can you talk to, can you get on stage and talk about, you know, some stuff? I'm like, well, Dave, you can actually get somebody else to talk about the stuff you want me to talk about. But I mean, if you want me, I can. But I would rather just sit on my spot, you know, and just listen. That's too easy for that. He's like, no, man, you just, you know, you go out there and just talk about stuff. So what do you guys want to talk about? I don't know what you want to talk about. Yeah. I think, see, let's talk about making money. You guys want to talk about making money? First of all, guys, I want to say congratulations, and I want to applaud you for first of all being here. You know, 80% of your success is just showing up. You guys know that, right? And 80% of your success is just showing up. You know, and so listen, it's funny. You know, people say Power Network is saturated. We're in Chicago, right? What's it? Anybody from Chicago? You guys know what's the population? 8 million. I heard 8 million people in Chicago. What's 120,000 people compared to 8 million? You know, just one little city in the United States, in the state of Illinois. And people say Power Network is saturated. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, this is nothing. I mean, you guys are in the right place at the right time, and so am I. Right? I mean, this thing is not even getting started. Over the last couple of days, you know, we were at the leadership, masterminds, and we were talking about, you know, and Dave and Dave were sharing their vision for Empower Network. You know, the vision, you know, they shared it a little bit, a glimpse with you guys yesterday, right? With everybody in the audience here. But you guys have no idea, unless you're like in the top 30 leadership, you know, little inner circle, you guys have no idea what these men are planned for all of us with Empower Network coming up over the next probably about 6 to 12 months. You guys have no idea. So, I'm going to tell you one thing, all right? You guys are definitely in the right place at the right time. And I got a question for you, okay? I got a question for you guys. And please be honest with yourself, okay? Don't just answer this because I asked you this, okay? I want to know, you guys are all here because you want to make money, right? I want you guys to dig down and just look deep inside of you, okay? And tell me the answer to this question. How many of you guys want to become $1 million a year earner? Stand up, right? Stand up. If you believe in your heart of hearts, right? And if you are certain, if you believe that you deserve to make $1 million in 12 months and do it over and over and over again, I want you to turn to your right and tell the person sitting next to you, look him in the eyes, all right? With it 100% in your eyes, tell them, I will earn $1 million a year.
I will earn $1 million a year, over and over and over.
I will earn $1 million a year, over and over again.
You and I will earn $1 million over and over.
Over $1 million.
Who's with me?
I believe that everyone sitting inside of this room right now, folks, can I say I don't care? It doesn't matter, okay? I do care about every one of you guys, but listen, it does not matter what your situation is. I always say this to my team, I always say this to my, you know, with anything I do, when I work with people, listen, I believe that anybody, regardless of your situation, regardless if you just had your house foreclosed, right? Like this, you heard me yesterday. Regardless if you just, if you're going through the biggest struggle in your life right now, you guys can all reach your dreams. Okay, so there's a dream inside of you, and I want you guys to believe in your power. Okay, let me tell you what I say. Okay, let me tell you what I say. Guys, I'm not here to pump you up. I'm not here to motivate you. That's not what I do. Right? What I do want to talk to you about is I want to give you some strategies that have personally changed my life. Okay, financially, and when you have your financial situation taken care of, you know, when you don't have to worry about money, you know, life becomes easier. Right? I mean, you can change your zip code, you can change your vehicle, you can change, you know, all that. And you can buy a $40 bike that day, wouldn't it? Right? But it's changing that financial situation. You know, a lot of marriages, you know, people say money is not important, man. But take a look at the statistics, right? How many marriages get ruined and people get divorced because of finances? That's what I'm talking
Half.
about. Yeah. So if we can help you take care of this financial situation thing, right? I think you can figure out how to be happy by yourself, right? So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today, right? And I'm not going to be like David Wood last night. You know, I'm not going to go for 3 hours. But I do want to share with you guys some principles and some strategies that have personally helped me, and that's what I can tell you because I can't talk about the stuff that I have no idea about, right? I cannot teach you how to make $1 million if I haven't done it, right? But since I've done it, right, I can actually teach you how I did it, and that's my intention for today. Let's see where I start. Okay, so let me start with this. Okay, you guys know I'm only 29 years old, right? So you don't have to be somebody who, well, I gotta be over 40 to become successful. I gotta be over 50 to become successful. In fact, yesterday we saw a 12-year-old kid earning $1,000. So your age doesn't matter, right? Your age is irrelevant. I started out. I barely graduated high school. Okay, in high school, my principal said, you know, I had good grades, you know, but principal pulled me inside his principal's office, and he's like, you have, you know, your GPA is good, but man, we can't graduate you because you don't have enough days in school. I was skipping school. You know, I mean, I was not into the education thing, and that was not. I mean, I wanted to have fun, you know. Got married when I was 20 years old. Found a girl I loved, right? And I figured out, wait, let's get married. I mean, we've been going out for about, you know, friends for about 5 years. Got married when I was 20, and was working for a banking industry, earning about $300, $350 up to maybe $400 with bonuses per week, right? And when I got married, before I got married, this is what drove me. And I think before we start talking about money, guys, and all the accolades, all the lifestyle stuff, and all that, everything that that we all want in life, right? I think it's important for us to understand why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. So my thing, when I got started, was before we got married, my future wife at that time, right, she was working at this factory where they were producing window blinds, okay, for windows. And so one time I come visit her, and I see her, she's at work, right? She's working on a production line, hands all greasy and dirty in grease and stuff. And I look at through the window, I'm like, I didn't realize she was working that hard at that time, you know? And so we were talking about getting married and everything. So I made a decision in my, you know, inside of me that I will not have my wife working when we get married. My motivation was I wanted to make sure that she can stay home and she can do what she wants to do, right? If she wants to work, she can, but, you know, I would prefer her not to work, right? Just stay home, just chill, just have, you know, take her out from her mind. Okay, so that was my motivation. Okay, that's why, and so when we got married, you know, I'm working for the bank, $300 a week, you know, all of that money goes to pay for the bills for the apartment that we lived in, one-bedroom apartment in a ghetto neighborhood. And you know what I realized? You know, I realized that there's no possible way, there's no way in the world that I would be able to retire my wife from work and support my family. You know, we have children. To be able to support my family in a way, not only to just get by, you know, just pay for the bill and have $1 left in your bank account, right? But we wanted to travel the world. You know, we wanted to. I was always this since high school. You know, I was always into these little businesses. You know, MLM. I tried, you know, some vitamin nutritional companies, and you know, but I remember when I was like 18 or 17, a lady approached me at the mall. See, when I was 18 or 17, I looked like I was 30. You know? I had the big hair, and so people thought I was, like 30. So she approached me, and she's like, hey, you want to earn money? You want to earn, an extra, I don't remember how much she said, per month? I'm like, yeah, of course, right? And so she was a distributor of a network marketing, multi-level marketing company. And she told me that she makes about $10,000 a month. And that's what I need to hear. $10,000 a month, I'm in, sign me up. Right? So she says, okay, you gotta order this, the products, and it's gonna be an hour thing. But you gotta order, like $3,000 worth of products. So I did. Right? I did it without, letting my parents know, because I was living with my parents at the time. And I got all these boxes, being shipped to my door, to my house, and I'm like, shoot, what am I gonna do with this stuff? So I snuck it in behind, in a safe place so nobody would know. But I didn't sell a single thing. I didn't sell a single thing. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to have this extravagant lifestyle. I wanted to buy cool stuff in life. But until I figured out what my why was, I couldn't do it. So my why was, I wanted to make sure that I can provide for my family. We can, travel and live a nice lifestyle. I come across, working for a bank, come across a business opportunity, $7,000 to get in, and I'm researching on YouTube, and this was like back 8 years ago. It's not that long ago, right? And I see all these guys, promoting that and putting up all these screenshots and how much money they're making, their cars and their houses. Man, that's what I want to have. That's what I want for my family, And so I got so fired up, guys. I was bombarding my mind with the future, right? With how I wanted my life to look like in the future, right? And I got so convinced, man. You could not convince me that I was not living that kind of lifestyle when I was working for a banking industry, right? So what I do is, I come across this company, $7,000 to get in, but I don't have any money. I don't have any credit to go to the bank, young, right? So what I do is I go to a buddy of mine, he owns a business. I'm like, man, I need to borrow some money. You borrow me some money, I'm gonna start this business, I'm gonna make money. 90 days, I'm gonna pay you off. Can you help me out? And I got so fired up. I was convinced. There's no possible way this can go wrong. I was sure this is gonna work, right? So he's like, oh, how much money do you need? I'm like, okay, so it's $7,000 to get started. I will need some marketing money, and then it would be nice to quit my job right now, So I said, okay, can you give me $30,000? Are you crazy? $30,000? How are you gonna pay it off? Don't worry about it, man. I'm gonna pay you off. I promise. 90 days later, it's gonna be paid off. I'm so fired up. We were good friends. He knows me. He knows my parents. So he's like, all right, man. But he told me, I don't have, $30,000, but I can go to the bank. My house is paid off. I can take it against my house. I can give it to you. Cool. So I write a little note saying I'm gonna pay you back in 90 days. Everything's good. I got the $30,000. I invested $7,000 into the opportunity. And I started throwing money into advertising, right? Google pay-per-click, this and that, and the solo ads. I was just throwing money, trying to get rich. And so 90 days later, I realized that I just wasted $20,000 gone. And what I did is, as soon as I joined the company, I quit my job. Okay? I quit my job because I was so sure I would make it, right? So no income coming in. 90 days later, I realized that $20,000 is gone. And we made a deal with my wife that $10,000, we're going to leave that to pay our bills. And, and put the food on the table, because I'm not working. She's not working. I retired her right away. So, $20,000 gone. And I made exactly zero money. It sounds like it's made up story, but if my wife was here, she would confirm that. She is at home with the kids. This is how I got started in this industry, guys. Okay? And I had to make a decision. Do I go and pursue my dream? Right? Do I pursue the lifestyle that I'm envisioning, that I have been so passionate about? Right? Or do I go get a job and try to pay the $30,000 off? What would you do in that situation? And you have zero income coming in, you got bills coming in, right? You got to feed your family. And see, over those 90 days, the $10,000 we had set aside to support the family, that money was being used for stuff like food on the table, bills, right? And all of that stuff. So we're down to, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000, something like that. And we had to make a decision, guys. We had to make a decision. What do we do? Okay? What would you guys do? Seriously, what would you do? Put yourself in that situation. We got down to the point where I did not have $1.19 to my bank account, guys. Did not have $1.19 to my bank account to go to the Walmart and buy a loaf of bread to feed my family. Okay? So right now, when people come to me and they say, "Vic, my situation is different, and I can't get all in with this empower thing, and I just started for $25, and I'll just see how it's gonna go." Listen, I don't buy that. I don't buy that because I know what it's like to do. And so, being in that situation, guys, what does it feel like? And I know that a lot of you guys can relate to that, right? Being in a position to where you are helpless and hopeless, okay? To where you have no idea what's going to happen to you tomorrow. You have no idea how you're going to buy bread for your family tomorrow. You have no idea. I was in that position, okay? And you have $30,000 burden on your shoulders that you need to pay within 90 days, okay? But it's already past due, okay? Before I got, right before I got to the zero thing, right, which had just a few $100 or maybe $1,000, maybe less than $2,000 left. Here's what changed everything for me, folks. Okay, everything changed for me. This. I started to look around online, and this time I got serious. I would stay up until 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. There was no plan B for me. I made a decision with my wife. I had a talk. Baby, I'm not going to go to work to pay off this thing. That was not even an option. Okay? That was not even an option. Guys, no plan B. If you're writing stuff down, you may want to write this down. If you have a plan B, you're going to fail. I think that. And I'm not saying to go do this now like I did. But in your heart of hearts, in your mind, if you have something that you can rely on later, well, I'm going to try this Empower thing right here. Just get it for $25. I'm just going to dip my toes in the water just to see how it's going to go. But if I don't make money within my first 2 weeks, I'm just going to jump in this deal. Or maybe I have this JOB, right? Which you guys know what it stands for, yeah? Just overall, yeah? I can get my $300 a week in paycheck here, but that's secure. I know that Friday comes and I'm going to have $300 in my account, yeah? Well, you can do that, but you will never live your dream. Folks, and what I want to tell you right now is that all of you guys, okay, all of you guys can have what you want, okay? You guys can have what you want. I'm about to tell you exactly how you get it, okay? But that's where I came from, okay? What everything changed for me is when I came across a mentor who told me straight up. He's like, dude, he didn't say dude, he was an older guy. He was, more professional than that. But he said, if you want to make money, you need to, first of all, you need to become the person, right, that you want to. If you're earning $1,500 or $2,000 a month right now, how in the world are you going to earn 20? It's not going to happen unless you become that $20,000 a month person. Okay, on top. Okay? And so he shared with me a strategy for shifting my self-image. Okay? Unless you see yourself as a $20,000 a month earner, unless you see yourself right now, okay, as a $100,000 a month earner, folks, and you cannot kid yourself, okay? You cannot fake that stuff. You cannot tell your neighbor that I'm going to be a millionaire, or I'm going to earn $20,000 or $10,000 or heck, or $3,000 if you don't believe it, okay? You're not going to do it. You can talk about it, but you're not going to do it. So, it was easy for me because I had no plan B. So I decided to do whatever he tells me I'm going to do. Okay, and you guys heard my story. I told you guys, I say this, if you would tell me to stand up on foot and make phone calls, I would do it. Folks, I was that teachable. Okay, I was that teachable because there was no plan B and there was my vision and I wanted to reach that. So I started to, get myself a coach, got myself an internet marketer coach, and what I started to realize was that what I was learning and what I was implementing in my business was not actually working. And when I started to work on myself, and started to implement certain strategies in my business, which I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about more about that stuff tomorrow as well. Folks, 90 days later, guys, I'm going to repeat it, 90 days later, I paid off my $30,000 loan, and I made $20,000 profit on top of it. It may sound like it's whatever. Yeah, right. It's the truth. Okay? It's the truth. And so, guys, here's how I did it. Okay? So there's 4 things I want you guys to think about. 4 things really. If I had to boil down to just, what's the secret? Here's the secret to your success. Okay? I believe, and this is my belief. To be successful, you gotta have the right foundation. You gotta be the person, right? That you wanna. You have to be before you can get. Okay. So develop yourself to the person, to the level that you want to become. Okay. Before you can have it here, you have to have it here in your mindset, right? If you don't believe you can do it, you can do the marketing tricks. I can show you traffic generation. I can show you all kinds of stuff, but you're just not gonna do it. You're gonna find a way to sabotage your success. Okay. So, you say, Vic, what's the, how do I start with this thing? Like, where do I go? I don't have a lot of money. And by the way, I paid my mentor a lot of money, $500 an hour. Okay? From the money that was just left, like $1,500 we had left, I paid that money to my mentor to teach me this kind of stuff. So, how do you start with that? Okay? Here's the basis. This is the basis, guys. I recommend that you read. Okay? Read.